and grinding out a win tonight. I thought in the guts of the game of the second half, when the game was on the line, we extended the lead by getting stops and getting great looks on offense. Obviously, it was great to have Ian DuBose back. He did exactly what we've been missing, is gapping the defense, driving into the basket, making plays, and making plays for others. So I thought he really helped out a lot. They kind of jumped between matchup zone and man. I thought when they went man, our motion, we got a lot of wide open looks just by setting great screens, coming hands back and getting the ball. We missed a couple threes wide open to probably, make it, not say blow it open, but make it 12 to 15. We didn't do it. And then we gave them a chance by not finishing the game in the right manner. We didn't get stops. We turned it over against their pressure, and we were having two guys guarding the ball in defensive transition, not getting matched up, and that's just communication. So those things are poor, have to be cleaned up, and it's in February, defensive transition should not be having to get cleaned up. It should already be done as much as we work on it. But it's something I just got to continue to help them and coach them and get better at it. But very proud to come here and get a win. We got beat 20 on the glass, I think, against Notre Dame. We went 52-34 on the glass tonight. At the beginning of the year, I don't think I'd ever told you we'd out-rebound somebody like that. So that's a credit to our players for playing hard on the glass. Go ahead.
Steve, the last 2 days, you did not make it sound like Ian DuBose was capable of playing 28 minutes. Was that always the plan, or did it change once he got out there?
Connor, I think it's really up to the player, right? I told you that in practice, right? I said, they kind of go till they're tired. There was one time I had to call a timeout to get him out of the game because he was gassed, and there was a media there, but I had to go ahead and take it because he was really tired. Credit to him, for playing on some jelly legs. But I guess that's what happens in those late – I've never been in a title fight, but I guess in the 12-15 round, he started to get them jelly legs. But he competed, right? Played hard. Credit to Boston College, they made a run. They could have gone away, and they didn't. They kept fighting. But that's kind of what I've seen out of them all year. They're just scrappy, and obviously shorthanded a little bit too. And so got to give them credit.
Steve, were you more pleased with how your team did against pressure?
Yes and no, Josh. I mean, I would prefer never to turn it over. We had one situation where, and I think some of it was Ian was tired, and he was, you got to have two guys coming to the ball and then a third maybe. And, I think he just wasn't really working too hard to get the ball. And he was the guy that could have got open. I thought we missed Zay running in the middle a couple times, wide open, just not confident to throw it to him. Should have thrown it to him. But, we had maybe 1-2 turnovers. I don't remember, but had to burn some timeouts to finally get it in. I told him that was the last. I got about 10 or 15 of those, and I'm running out of them, so we got to get it in, okay? And we finally did.
I guess with Ian. Steve, I guess with the adjustment to the starting lineup, obviously part of that plays into Odie staying out of foul trouble and having as big of an impact as he does. I don't know, how'd you see that move to coming off and being a spark plug kind of affecting his mentality, or how did you kind of see him fitting into that mold today?
Well, it's obviously a genius move because we won, right? I don't know. I mean, I just didn't want to see him get 2 fouls. Ethan, in the first minute, 2 minutes. And it's not only just bad for him, it's deflating to our team because our team counts on him to be out there, right? And when you do that, it's hard to do that. So I thought it worked. Nothing against Emmanuel, but when, against zone, we needed Odie in there to post up and get some offensive rebounds. And I haven't looked at the numbers, but pretty good night with a double-double, right? I don't like the 0 assists, 4 turnovers, but, you think about the last time we played against zone, really for the whole game pretty much, we had 20-plus turnovers and a ton of atomic bombs. but they still got 16 off turnovers, against a lot of zone. Now they went man some and matched and did some different things, but I thought it worked good. How we'll do that moving forward, we'll see.
Obviously, it affects his mentality for the positive, I'm sure. But as far as the way he impacts his teammates, like how do you see it in the game when he's able to kind of make that impact emotionally?
Oh, I think it's tremendous. It's huge for us, Ethan. I mean, he's a guy that plays really hard, and he's an emotional player. And even though he didn't start, he played 25 minutes, and we got one. We played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We played 10 guys, almost. 8 of those guys almost 20 plus. So, and then those guys, Emmanuel and Jalen played a little bit, but I think he's a leader for us as far as his effort. He's got to stay away from some of the silly fouls, slow down a little bit on offense, but he's getting better and better. We ran a set for him late. I thought he should have got an and one. He was wide open in there. It's amazing we can still get that play. We run it 2 or 3 times a game, and I don't know. It's always wide open. He made the free throws though. I would say that was another disappointing thing for us tonight. We're really a pretty good free throw shooting team, and we had some guys that don't typically miss free throws that did.
Coach, obviously Boston College made that big run down the stretch, but aside from missing some foul shots, how do you feel your team responded? The league got down to 1, but they never gave it up.
No, they competed, Les. They competed, and they believed in themselves, very positive in the timeouts. I think they're starting to get a mentality that you can get stops to win games. You don't always got to score, just get stops. And we struggled with a little bit there for probably about 2 or 3 or 4 minutes. We weren't doing it. They were just putting their head down and going, That's why I went to the 1-3-1 in the last minute. We got to stop. And then the last one, he just dribbled up. Our middle guy, Mucius, was too low. 2's not going to hurt you there, man. He should be standing on the 3-point line. He just got too deep, and he dribbled right into it. But I think confidence in getting stops and rebounds to win games is really important in the maturation of this team.
Boston College once again launched an extreme amount of 3-pointers, but they were pretty cold from behind the arc. Do you attribute that to them missing shots, or do you feel like defensively you guys did what you needed to do to kind of hold off that?
I mean, I'm sure it wasn't perfect, Les, but we did have a goal, and it was 7. They make 10. We said 7. They made 8 for 33. That's just 24%. I'll take that. Now some of that for them, they might have missed some open ones. They probably did, but I'm sure we did too. I can recall 4 or 5 of where we were wide open and we just didn't make them. I'll take those shots every day. But I thought we had a concentrated effort coming in to defend the 3-point line. It was interesting at halftime. They were running this dribble handoff. We call it Aggie action. It's a pin down to a dribble handoff. We're supposed to switch the first, go up and under on the second, and we were just getting caught up in it. I don't understand. Second half, we did better, and they didn't hurt us as bad. But when we were in the gaps and kept the ball in front of us, they had a hard time scoring. But when they split us and got us spread out, then they went ahead. They put their head down and made some baskets. The other thing is, long shots lead to long rebounds. We did pretty good at that, but short shots lead to them too. And I thought there was a couple times where we guarded, especially our guards. We did a good job. We kept them in front of us. They shot a 5-6 footer, but then we didn't block out, and they go get it. That's not. You got to finish the play. But I think that's part of the maturation of our team and part of the maturation of some of our younger players.
Steve, there are coaches that have traditions when they win road games with their team. Obviously, you're limited with COVID, but since this is road win number 1, do you have any such traditions you hope to bring to Wake Forest?
Business as usual. That's what we expect to do. Win on the road. That's how you win. That's how you get special. That's how you get to the NCAA tournament. That's how you get to the top of the ACCs. You got to go on the road and win. I don't really have anything. I do have a quote that I can't share because it's not PG, but and I'll never share it unless we're one-on-one. But other than that, no. At Wichita we sang a song after every road win, but I'm not a very, not a great singer anymore. Not that I ever was. I kind of was. No, don't really have one. I'm sorry to disappoint you.
What song was it?
It's a song that Coach Marshall made. It's just unique to Wichita State, and I'm not about to sing it. So good try, but we're digressing here. We'll keep moving.
Steve, we've talked a lot about what it was going to take for Ian physically. Can you just give us an idea of what it's taken for him to mentally get back and be ready for a game like this?
It's a lot of credit to him. I was talking to Jimmy Christian before the game, and he said the same. He said the hardest thing that people don't really understand, it's hard for you to understand, is how out of shape these guys get so quick without practice and without any type of lifting or, cardio, right? So I can't tell you, and then him especially, we're talking most teams, we were 33 days, or he was almost 2 months. So you can imagine what his cardio, and he couldn't do anything. And so it's a credit to him to push through it, and he's worked really hard. He's competed in practice. He goes as hard as he can and he gets out, and I thought we did a pretty good job, except for that one, we got him a little too tired there and I had to call timeout, but the game was kind of going. There was really no stoppage, but we got to be mindful of, him playing in short bursts. But I thought credit to him. I thought he did an incredible job.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, guys, we got Ian here for you.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah, I guess obvious question. How'd it feel to be back and, kind of make the impact you did first game back?
Oh, man, it was great to be out there, man. I've been itching to get back on the court. Wake's been doing a great job taking care of me and looking after me. And so I've just been my progress coming back, and it felt great to be out there for sure.
I don't know what you can share or what you're willing to share, but as far as just like what these last few months have been like for you personally, on court, off court, whatever, what's it been like to kind of fight through what you've been going through?
Yeah, it's just been an interesting process for sure. I really never dealt with something like this before. I never really had time out in my career. I've been a guy who's played most of the team, a guy who's relied on. So being on the sideline was definitely really tough. But it was an eye-opening experience for me to see the game, learn more perspective about the game, and really figure out who my team is and just be a encourager from the sideline, and then knowing that eventually I would get an opportunity to come back. And so that's why I just tried to stay ready and stay prepared. But just being a guy who's the best teammate I could be was the biggest thing for me during that whole process.
Frustrating was it for you at times, Ian, to see how close the team was in some of these early ACC games and know that you could have helped in some of those situations?
Yeah. Oh, man, that probably hurt the most because, I have a big responsibility in this team. The guys trust me. And I just saw how hard they competed every single night, and I just knew I wanted to be out there and contribute as much as I could. And like you said, we were in a lot of close games that went the opposite way. And so, tonight, it was just good to get over that hump and take care of business for sure.
Ian, did you think you would be playing 28 minutes tonight?
I've been practicing hard, getting right. Coach Starkey has been taking care of me, making sure I'm getting my condition up. I've been working hard. It's been a good process coming back. When you suit up, you gotta be ready to go. So whatever that comes with, that's what it comes with.
Well, it looked like you hit the wall there with about 6 or 7 minutes left in the game, and then you got a rest and you're back in there skying for some rebounds. So you had to get something worked out there in the few minutes between.
Yeah, just get a breath of fresh air. Like I said, I've been playing since a while, so it was just good to get running. The game's a higher level than practice. You practice hard as you want to and you possibly can, but the game just another level. And so just getting that win and just keep fighting through that. And my body adapts pretty well. So just each day work hard, and then I'll be getting back to where I was at. So yeah.
Ian, how much of that was adrenaline, just being back out on the court, driving you and pushing you to play?
I think a lot of it was. I'm a competitor. When you get an opportunity to compete, you got to give it all you have. That's all we work for all summer leading up to the fall. And so, like you said, I guess I would attribute a lot of it to adrenaline. But I've trained for it. I did a lot of work, put a lot of work in, and so that definitely carried me.
And you said you got to look at the game from a different perspective with your timeout. What were some of the biggest things you think you learned or from that timeout from about your team and about yourself?
You know, I've seen the glimpses of what this team can be. We have a lot of great moments, and you see how hard the guys compete. And we got a lot of warriors on this team, and so just seeing that, especially being a new team and coming into a new program, just kind of figuring out who's going to fight, who's going to compete. And I see it in guys, and I saw it in a lot of different guys. So that was probably one of the biggest things for me that I was proud of, knowing that, man, I would love to be on the court and keep fighting with these guys because I know they're going to have my back. They're going to compete to the final horn, and so that was huge for me on the sideline. Definitely just. Another thing that was big was kind of stepping back from the game and kind of seeing it from a coach's perspective in the sense where a coach would say something to a player, not necessarily when you're in the moment, you always think, oh man, what's going on? But when you hear it and I'm seeing it just like the coaches are seeing it because I'm not involved and my head's out of it. I'm just observing the game. I kind of started to understand concepts and understand different ideas about how they want Coach Forbes and different coaches want things to be done. And so seeing that was definitely huge because, I'm new to the program as well. And so just understanding this is how things are supposed to be done and this is how they want things executed. It was huge for me to sit back and say, oh, okay, like I see it now fully and I'm watching it come to fruition. And so that was big.
And what was it like for you as an athlete for 2 months, not doing anything physical, working out, playing? That had to be just exhausting, right?
You had a lot of built-up energy that you can't really get out. You got to use the other stuff, especially, we didn't really have too many classes either. So I kind of had to figure out just reading, taking time to meditate. It was definitely different. You train all year round pretty much, especially for basketball. From the summer, you're working out and preparing for the fall, and then for fall, preparing for the winter. It was definitely different because I don't think I've had a break like that since maybe middle school, or honestly. I've been training all through high school preparing. So it was definitely interesting. But it was good. It might have been a needed break. Everything happens for a reason. But yeah, it was interesting for sure.
You say meditate, Ian?
Yeah, take some time just to quiet all the noise and quiet everything out.
Is that something you've done before, or is that a new thing in just the last 2.5 months or so?
I kind of picked it up. Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks, Ian.
Thank you. Yeah, have a good night.
All right, guys, we got Odie here.
Odie, I think this is the first time we've gotten you after a win this season. I guess just, kind of adjusting the starting lineup and letting you come off the bench and be that spark plug. I don't know, how does that change your mindset, or how does it kind of, did it simplify things? Like what went into it as far as making it a successful game for you?
I mean, I still had in my mindset to do the things that, that I'm capable of, the things I usually do to help my team move forward. I went in with the mentality of doing whatever it takes, whether that be getting on the glass, getting other guys open, just making hustle plays for my team. Clearly, something coach wanted to try out, and I think, it worked, and we got the result we wanted. We came out with a dub, so can't complain. Just a good team win.
Odie, what did coming off the bench do for you in terms of not picking up early foul trouble like you had a couple times in the last few weeks?
Well, I mean, I think it did just that. So, I mean, I didn't pick up any early fouls in the first minute or two, because I came after the first media. So I was able to just, see the game, observe what was going on, and come in and do what I do, just have an impact.
What is it about Boston College that you play well against Boston College? Your best 2 games last year were against BC, and now you get a double-double against them.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna do my best to just keep it rolling. Whatever it is. I know it's VC today, but tomorrow, it's a different team every time. But I'm gonna just keep it rolling, no matter what it is. But you're right. I started to notice that a little bit too. I always I don't know what it is, but hey, I'm not complaining.
Maybe get Chill or somebody to tell you that you're playing Boston College before every game.
Probably. If I think we're playing BC before every game, I don't even know. That's a scary sight.
Odie, was there anything that you picked up on the bench during that first 4 or 5 minutes that helped you make such a quick impact when you got in?
I think it was more so my coaches and my teammates talking to me, you know, because while I was watching the game, while we were all watching the game, they were talking to me the whole time on the, you know, on the bench, like, you know, see what's going on, like make those mental notes as like how our team's playing, as well as like how our opponents are like playing. So I was able to go in there and like, you know, try and be as effective as possible from the jump.
Was it a little bit on the frustrating side to still pick up 4 fouls in the second half?
Definitely was still a little bit frustrating, but it was definitely frustrating. And you know, I just need to, you know, clean that up and everything. You know, my teammates, my coaches, they still talk to me. They still, you know, pick me up whenever, you know, my head starts to go down, and they keep pushing me forward, keep trying to make me the best player that I can be.
Odie, Boston College, you know, brought some full court pressure there at the end of the game. As you know, that's kind of been what people have gone to in the tight ones with you guys. And I wonder just how maybe you're seeing the team kind of progress in that area. Do you feel like you're starting to see some positive things in that aspect?
Yeah, I'm starting to see some positives. I mean, we've been working on it a lot more, trying to like beat pressure and everything as we saw. You know, we've been seeing it more recently and everything. So our coaches are you know, on us in practice, you know, every day, trying to put in our head how to beat pressure, you know, working us towards that, as well as you know, just having it in the minds of all of our guards and our players to, you know, just accept that pressure, take it on head on, and, you know, go push forward, push forward and everything. It was also great having Ian back. Ian was able to come in and, you know, have a great game himself, you know, able to push the ball, looked unguardable out there. So happy for my guy too. Just happy for the team, honestly.
Thanks, Odie.
No problem. Thank you.